What's going on, guys? It's Lewis here, and I am going to continue going through the gem list that I have for this crypto market cycle. So last video, if you haven't seen that, I highly suggest watching that first, because this is going to be part 2 where I continue to go through this list right here. Just as a recap, last video we went through Tau, and I said that I would want to be averaging in down here if the price gets down there. And for Caspa, same thing, would love to get it in, or love to buy some right there, and would really want to get a lot if it happens to come down here. I don't know if it will though. And then one thing though that I have to say is that for space, I said that I wanted to get some space right here. And honestly, I don't think it's going to come back down there. When I was looking at it yesterday, or earlier today, I suppose, right when it got to be right around here, I noticed that that was a breakout of this high. So it broke above this high right here, right? All of these highs. So because it did that, I immediately bought, because I said that it's too powerful and it's most likely not going to be a fake out, considering the momentum that these alts have been having right now. So I didn't want to take a chance for it to come back down here. I wanted to just buy it immediately. So I did end up buying my bag of space right here. However, now we have a new high. So if it does come back down to 23 to $24, then that would be the SR flip and the retest, and this would be the area to buy. So this is where I would now raise my buys for space from here to $24. Then we have ZEPH. ZEPH just decided to continue to absolutely rip. Let's go to the so I said I wanted to buy it if it came down here, or if it came down here, sorry. And it went up. It didn't come down at all. So if you look at ZEPH on the higher time frame, not even the super high time frames, but literally just the 12-hour, it's just constantly, it's just on this crazy run. So now we got to bring the fib up, or we got to bring both of the fibs up, and we bring that there, and we bring this one here. So now the new level is here. So this is now the new area to buy for ZEPH. And it's because you don't want to necessarily buy on like a huge moves up, even though it is in blue sky territory. That's what you call it when there's no price action to the left. So you could buy in blue sky territory, but typically you want to buy, on a retracement. However, sometimes there aren't any. So you might want to buy like a small bag, and then if it comes down, further, just like average in. That's a method to use as well. Although when things are just going crazy, things are just pumping super hard, a lot of the times you just don't get a retracement and you just don't get one. But that's why you have a lot of different coins to choose from, and you put your orders in for all of the different coins, or you buy certain ones that maybe haven't popped off yet. And you have to figure out what your strategy is. But yeah, if ZEPH comes down to basically $31, that would be the buy for me for ZEPH. Is down at $31 at this point. So that's the new buy. Now going on to CHNG. CHNG was another one that I ended up just buying after this candle right here. I said I wanted to wait until it came down to the 88 cents region, which honestly, it still might. This is a really good region to buy it, around 88 cents. It's now that is about approximately 20% lower than where we are right now. And I'd probably just keep some buys here, but I did buy a little bit. I did end up buying a little bit right here, and because I just felt like my bag wasn't big enough, to be honest. Yeah, like that's pretty much it. I just felt like my bag was not big enough, even though it is putting in it's not a bearish divergence, but it doesn't look really that good. However, the reason why I decided to just buy it and just say screw it, is because if you look at the daily chart, if my computer wants to be quick, then you could see that comparably speaking, like compared to Zephyr or compared to Caspa or compared to Tau, just compared to like these other cryptocurrencies, change is still fairly low. Like the other ones are in blue sky territory, right? They're at their all-time highs, and change is still pretty low below its all-time high. So even though this did come out in September 2021, so that's why the other ones are much more new, but it just seems like it has more room, a lot of potential to go. So I decided to say screw it, and I bought a little bit right here, and then if it comes back down, I'll probably load up more down here at 80 cents. Then we got VELA. VELA is one of these ones that have not popped off at all so far. So yeah, VELA, I believe I bought some VELA just because it hasn't moved at all. The only thing with VELA is that it's an exchange token. Like it's pretty much an exchange token. It's like I don't really care for exchange tokens too much, so I didn't put like too much into this. But I just figured, okay, this looks like some type of accumulation range. Yeah, it might drop down in here for a second, and yes, I would if I have my orders in, I'd get filled like really good. But I don't want to risk like not like this small amount for the potential of this entire move up, because essentially what I'm looking at is something like this, where do I really want to risk not getting in when it's so close to the big support area? This is obviously the big support area. Here's the deviation, move above, and then back at the support. So yeah, it might come down here, but I'm comfortable just holding the my small bag that I have and just like waiting until it pops up and then cashing out. If it does, you never know. You never know if they will or not. But that's why I have multiple different things. Then we got ALPH. I already told you that I'm not going to be getting ALPH because it is a lithium, because it's on Gate.io, and I just simply don't want to deal with it. Then we have DNX. DNX is, I'm still waiting for DNX for it to come down here. So doing that. And then we got Rio. So Rio is, I like Rio a lot actually, because it's probably the most popular real world asset token that you could get. And I said that I wanted to get it at 44 cents, just about down here. However, I did buy a small bag of it after seeing this. So I saw this giant wick. This is a giant, very bearish long wick candle right at the top. So you don't want to buy it right here because this is super bearish. But then we got this 33% move up after this giant bearish candle. That to me seems bullish. So then I go into the lower time frames and I just look for areas on the lower time frames to buy. So I did buy a little bit, and now I want to buy more, but I just want to make sure that it's at a okay place. And Rio, yes, as you saw, it did pop off. It's already, up, but it has a lot of room to go in my opinion. I still believe that it does have a lot of room to go, and so that's why, even though it's gone up pretty substantially from under, let's say, 2 cents to, 2 to 6 is a 3x right there, so it's definitely done at least a 4x. But I still believe that there's a lot of room to go, especially for Rio's. Rio, like I mentioned, it's the most popular RWO coin, RWA coin, real world asset coin that I've seen so far. Maybe there's other ones, but just looking at it and knowing how big that narrative is going to be makes me bullish on Relio. So I wanted to make sure that I had a bag. But if it does come down to 45 cents, that's definitely a big buy for me. Okay, and for Rio, I realized that it was on OKX quite a while ago. So this coin has been around for a while, but look at what just happened. So this was the major support and then turned into major resistance, major resistance, major resistance, and major resistance. Boom, it broke above it. So to me, this is a easy buy right here, easy buy if it comes back down a little bit further. So just like I said before, 44 cents is a big buy for me, but I definitely want to be exposed right now just in case it does not come back down, because this once again is such big upside potential with very little with the downside probability right now, in my opinion, to come all the way back down even below here. Back below here, it seems very low to me. So yeah, that is Rio. All right, so that was Rio. Next up, we got TRIAS. So TRIAS, I'm looking at this on the weekly chart, and this was what I plotted out for TRIAS. This was the clear support area right here at basically $3. So we got a huge bounce. Well, first off, once it bounced off of $2.70 or whatever, it had its first run back in 2021 in the bull market. And at that point, from the bounce, that was a 1,233% gain. And then once it came back down to this area, it had another bounce off of the $2.50 to $3 mark and went up, 975%. So what I'm looking for is this area now that we're back above it. So we actually came back above it back here. And we've sort of it looks like, to me, this looks like some type of accumulation within this area. It's a little bit above it, which is sort of annoying, but this would have been the time to, I'd say right here would have been the time to get in. Right there would have been a good time. Any price under basically $3 is a great price for TRIAS. So I would just wait to see if it comes back down here. The reason why I'm a lot more okay and willing to buy coins like Space, for example, right here, is because if you look left, there's nothing to the left, right? It's blank space. So we're in blue sky territory, and well, not right there, right there. Right there is because we're in blue sky territory, and there's no overhead. There's no people wanting to sell it, right? It's really good, but for something like this that's been around for such a long time, this I would rather wait until it comes down into an ideal buy zone instead of trying to just jump the gun and get in on it so quickly, because it's not as hot as the other ones where it's just when something gets on fire, it just goes up and you don't really get retracements. So I'm willing to wait and possibly miss out on this one if I don't get the ideal buy zone. But if it does come down to $3, then it's a definite buy for me. And then I'll probably just hold it until, $8, pretty much $8. And not only that, but hopefully you could get this on perpetual futures. You can. So this is a perpetual futures contract. So you could use some leverage in this and not have to put up as much spot, which leaves you open for other cryptocurrencies to put your spot in. So yeah, that's TRIAS or whatever you want to call it. And next up, we got NEXA. NEXA, hugely popular cryptocurrency. And this one, I don't know if I got to it last time, but this is the area that is a very, very good area to buy. And actually, in the VIP group, I did say that it popped above this major key support area right here at 0.00001. Basically, it was major support, broke down below it, resistance, fake breakout, crashed down, so much FUD on this coin, and now it's, coming up. This was great when it popped up here and then had this retracement back to this support area, which happened to also be the 61.8 right there. You can see that was the bottom. This would have been the most perfect buying opportunity for sure. And if you missed that one, then I would probably have just done what I'm doing and looked for the 61.8 again, but it never came. Or even just trying to get in at the SR flip, like right around here. If you took it from the very top, you would have gone in, which would have been great, but regardless, whatever. Now the same thing. It's like, yeah, you could try to get in at this SR flip right there, sure, but it just broke through, and it broke through such a key level, such a key level in my opinion. Not only that, but this was a bullish candle, and it looked like it was aiming for continuation, which it's happening right now. Yeah, there could still totally be a pullback, but I decided to go down into the lower time frames. Even the lower time frames looks really good for NEXA right now. This just looks like accumulation. Someone tried to sell off, but it just got bought up. It's just getting bid up super quickly. This actually makes me want to buy even more, but I did put in sort of a substantial order right around this area. And I mean, honestly, maybe I will put in more, because to me, this looks really bullish. And this looks like the type of thing that maybe we'll get a tiny pullback, but I doubt that we'll, get a pullback on NEXA. And what's the upside? What's the upside potential? Really? Well, back here, right there, and that's a 226% gain. So yeah, this seems, I mean, there's nothing back here. So why would I sell it? Why would I, sell anything once it's on its way, once it's actually, going up? I don't see a reason to. The only thing that is a little bit scary is obviously this right here. So we have this top, and then we have this top, which is even lower, and then this looks like it could be even lower, and the price is getting higher while the RSI is getting lower, and that's, of course, is a bearish divergence. So that does not look good at all. But you can't really count on RSI or these stochastics when the price is in a very trending market, which is the possibility of it happening right now. So you got to know when to use these indicators and when not to use them. And personally, I don't think now's the time to use them, unless you understand the intricacies of trading and when to use them and when not to use them and everything like that. But regardless, yeah, that's my view on NEXA. I think it's a great buy literally right now, because we're so close to this support that just broke. And yeah, maybe it'll come down, who knows, 12%, 15%. But to me, it's not worth the risk, because too many times I've waited at such a good price and it just pumped up and then pumped up and then pumped up. So I bought a big, pretty decently sized bag of NEXA right here. All right, so after NEXA, we have RDNT, not to get confused with RNDR, which is render. We have RDNT. And RDNT, let's see if there's any other charts for this. So that's the Binance chart. This is the MASQ chart. Yeah, either way, this chart I am not as excited about compared to the other charts, and for good reason. It's because, I mean, look at it, just compared to everything else, this is still looking like it's in a downtrend. So why would I want to buy this if it's just high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high? Here's the higher high and the higher high and the higher low and the potential higher low. But this area right here, like where the line is the obvious major support resistance zone. So we're still underneath this big resistance area. So I don't want to buy something that's underneath of it. I'd much rather buy something that is above it like this. Like here's the big major support, resistance, and now we're above it. So yeah, I want to buy. Same thing like everything else that I showed you guys. VELA, big support is a big support, resistance above it, and now that's the buy. Like, but for this one, I will wait until it comes back above here, and then I will look to buy. Next up, we got DIONE. So this one is one that has been talked about a lot. If we look at this on the weekly chart, okay, so we had this double top. First off, we had the double top, and then we had the crash down to the 78.6. Was really hoping to get it down here at the previous top, but did not happen because we bounced off the 78.6 and then made our way up. So now the question is, okay, where do you want to get this? And obviously this is a pretty major support right here. I mean, just look at this. So I did buy a little bit of it right here when it came down to the supports yesterday, and or maybe it was right here. I don't know, but like it was basically right around this area, just because this support has held up for quite a while now. I mean, since October 24th, right? So this obviously, I don't know why I have this huge green box here, because this would be the area, the pretty obvious area that you'd want to buy in. This is the ideal buy zone down here near the lows. The question is, like, are we going to get that? And I don't see us coming all the way back down here, because let's see how far that is dropped. That's a 40 to 70% drop, right? And it's like, if we're bullish right now, if everything's pretty bullish right now, why would it fall? One thing I do like about DIONE is that this was the clear top, and it's looking like it's making its way back up there, and it wants to, like, it's good and it's bad. It's good because obviously it wants to, get there, and once it pops out, then it's blue sky territory, and it could just run, like, really, really rip. The downside is that this probably has a lot of sell pressure right here. So I'd probably want to sell it if it does get there, or at least sell partial, and that's only 39 to 40% of where we are right now. So compared to other coins, it's like, do you really want to get this just to have so much resistance right 30-40% above it? When you compare it to something like NEXA, there's no resistance, like, forever up until here, and then here, and this is hundreds of percentage points above it. So do you really want to buy it right here? DIONE, probably not. But if it does come back down to the support area, why not get a bag? Because that's 80% up until the top. And not only that, but if it falls back down, all the way back down here, then why not get a bag as well? That's granted if the other ones don't fall, but it's most likely that all the other ones will also fall as well at the same time. So that's where you have to allocate. But I have a small bag. Of DIONE, but I'm not looking to add any, because it's sort of like in the middle, like right here is like a little bit underneath the middle of this, what do you call it? This range from the bottom to the top. Like, this is the range, it's right in the middle. It's like no man's land. I want to buy it in the actual value zone, or I want to buy it at or I want to sell it at the resistance. Buy at the support, sell the resistance, right? So that's DIONE. Not looking at the best price, but if it comes down here, then it's a buy. Okay, so next up is LEOX, Galileo protocol. Galileo protocol. I do actually really like this, because this is a part of the quant ecosystem. If don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure this is part of the quant ecosystem, and that's why I bought it. That's why I actually bought a bunch somewhere back here in the past 6-7 months or so. Quite a while ago, I bought it and I said I'm just not gonna touch it. So I do really like this protocol, and I have a bag. It's pretty close to the previous resistance right now. So just like I said with the last coin, you don't want to buy it in this zone up here. You don't want to buy it when it's closer to the resistance. You want to buy it when it's closer to the support, which of course is down here. So this is the support zone, and this is where I would look to buy Galileo protocol. If it does come back down here, it's a pretty easy decision to buy it for me if it happens to come back down here. Okay, so now we have OLAS. So Autonomous Labs, or Autonomous Autonomous. Anyway, we have OLAS, and this project is getting a lot of hype. And if you, well, actually, let's go to the coin market, coin gecko, take a look at it right now, because it's number 285, which is a lot lower than what tau is, and yet this is also an AI coin, and this has $100 million market cap, so it's a really nice, really sweet spot for the market cap, but it's only on Uniswap. And then, there's Bing X and Bouncer, but these, such low volume and such low, basically low volume. So it's really only on Uniswap. So the fact that OLAS is only on Uniswap right now, it's not on any exchange, and it's at 100 million, is actually really bullish. I don't believe I actually have any OLAS right now, because I bought it like a long time ago, and then I sold all of it. So I don't really have any, but it's something that I think I should buy, to be honest. And what's the best price that I want to buy it at? Well, right here is a really good zone. I have to go down to 4 hour. I don't know what I said. I have to go down to the 4 hour chart, because it's up on the daily chart, just like so much right now. But really, it's only up 280%. And, you say only, but look at the other ones. They're up 800%, 1,000%, right? So why not? Why not add one more AI token to the play, especially considering that AI is the biggest narrative that's going to be out there, So do I wish that I bought more of it and held on to it? Of course, because this is a pretty solid AI project from everything that I've heard. So I think I'll just buy some and just hold on to it, because this has the potential, just like all these, to do a 10x, a 20x, a 30x in just a year or less. And so because of that, it just seems like a no-brainer to me. It just seems like a no-brainer to me, because this is my long-term investment account. So why not? So yeah, looking at this, if you go down to the 4 hour chart, you take it from the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top. The 38.2 is right here. It correlates with the big support area, which also correlates with the previous all-time high, which means that any selling pressure that was over here that was being sold into, that's basically been taken care of, and there's no more selling pressure. So let's go back to here to and let's look at the max. Yeah, it's at all-time high. It's in blue sky territory, and it's not it's fairly new, only July of 2023, so only a few months old. Yeah, I mean, of course it would have been better to buy it lower, but it is what it is. So I think I'll throw an ETH into here, and we'll see what happens. All right, so that's OLAS. Now we have INJ. So INJ, obviously, INJ is not a low market cap coin, especially after this huge run up. This has gone up over 1,400% since last year, since the lows of last year. So since the beginning of this year, injective protocol just has gone on a freaking tear, and it's been crazy to just basically just to see this, right? So let's go down to the daily time frame, and yeah, so obviously there's not really, this is not something that I would necessarily buy right now, but this zone right here is so nice down at this, $10 level. So not only is $10 a big psychological number, but let's say if let's say it does, taper off, and for some reason or another it falls all the way down here around 40, 33 to 40%, to just over $10. That would be such a good buy. That would be such a good buying opportunity. The other thing that you could do is take the fib from the bottom to the top, and I would look at it right there. So I don't even know if I would necessarily, I would start to stack my orders in right there. So this is what I would do, is I would have a lot of buy orders in. Where is it? Averaging in. There you go. And I would be averaging in between, between $12 all the way down to, just under $10 at $9.77, $9.80. And this would be my big buy zone for injective protocol. That's a steep decline from where it is now, but anything could happen in crypto, right? So it did come down 35% before, and it came down 45%. So what's another, 40 to 50% to fall for this coin right here? And this would give such a great entry right down there. And then of course, just start averaging in, and I would just hold it for the remainder until the bull market probably. Okay, so after that, we already did VELO last time, and or wait a minute, no, we did VELA last time, right? And look at how similar VELO and VELA. So yeah, they are separate coins. They are not the same coins. VELO, look at VELO. VELO has been around for quite a while now. So once again, since it's such an old coin from 2020, it's not one that I really have too much interest in, but it is on the list for, and everything that's made this list has made the list for one reason or another. And you can see, it's in a big accumulation ever since May. This is the accumulation zone, and it just is looking like it's coming over the 200-day moving average, exponential moving average, which is great, and the 200 moving average is coming up to it. So it's tight. It's getting tight within these bands, which is what you like to see in an accumulation period. Obviously, with it being such an old coin, the potential isn't as big. So I wouldn't put as much into here, but it's not at a bad place, to be honest. It's not at a bad place, especially considering it's been 192 days of accumulation, or if you want to count it from a little bit further back, it's 200 days of accumulation, some, a fake breakdown, just, deviation, whatever you want to call it, and then just more of the same. And now seems like it's slowly rising up. So we have this clear resistance pretty much right here, and clear support right there. So it's within this range. I mean, if it comes back down here, that would be a solid buy for this coin. So that's what I would do. I would simply just wait, and if it comes back down here, I'd put some orders in. All right, now we got MASQ, MASQ, which is it's still from 2021, but it had this insane run up. Look at how big this was, So let's look this up in CoinGecko right now. This one I heard about from a group I'm in, and it's number 889, excuse me, 889. And it seems to be like it's been in this nice little range ever since really January 2021. And yeah, it's coming up and looking like it's moving higher. So I'm trying to see. So it's on Uniswap. So this is a Uniswap coin. I don't really like Uniswap coins too much. It's only a 14 million market cap. I was okay getting OLAS because I knew more about OLAS. I don't know too much about MASQ other than it was in the group that I'm in. So it's the Web3 privacy browser. It's a privacy browser. I remember researching this. I just forgot about it. Yeah, so I'm gonna actually, maybe it'll take off, maybe it won't. I'm gonna move it down though. I'm just gonna move this down because I don't know, it doesn't really tickle my fancy too much. So I would rather, I'm rearranging this, by the way. I'm trying to rearrange this in like a list that from coins that I like the most to coins that I don't really care about too much. And then I'm going to take coins off the list and put new coins on the list and, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right, so now we got games for a living. This one I really, really like. Super pissed that I never got. You could see, well, I don't know if you could see, but I have alerts in right here because I saw it pump all the way up to here, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy a lot when it gets down here, but never got there. So that is quite annoying. But this is a fairly new coin. Let's look this up. Games for a living. Oops. Hey, there you go. And number 419. Obviously, this is GameFi, which is great. Love GameFi. And it is available on MEXC, which I love to see. The founders of this are crazy good. In fact, honestly, I should probably just buy more of this right now because it's a long-term play and it looks to be, you know, nice, steady rises up with some dips, steady rises up, probably get a little bit of a dip, steady rise up. That's what I'm hoping for here. Yes, it's from the low, you know, it's up 800%, but it is the way that this is looking like this is very, very, very bullish. It's a super bullish chart. It's only April of 2023 is when it was listed on MEXC, and it was, you know, March of 2023 when it launched. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna increase my position size on this. It's in a clear uptrend. There's no reason to not buy it. I would obviously right here now is the best area to buy that I could see if we get a nice dip into there, but typically, I like to buy and then, you know, I'll buy more if it dips. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add to my position because just simply because I haven't been able to get, I just haven't been able to get positions on a lot of these coins. And if it keeps on going, like if it goes down, I'll just double down or I'll just buy more and lower my average buy-in price. But right now it's like, you know, the potential of a bull market is really high. It's higher now than it's been in a while, and you could see that for months and months and months. A lot of these coins have been up only, and I'm gonna ride the trend because retail hasn't come in at all. There's a lot of people who are still scared of crypto. Like there's so many reasons like that we're still very, very early in this whole thing. So yeah, I like games for a living. If it comes down here, I will buy a lot more, but I'm gonna buy a little bit more right here, and that will be that. All right, so I'm gonna go to another gaming token, Play Zap, so PZP, which is another one that's really taken off, 1,000%. You know, it's up 10x so far, which is sort of nuts. how quickly, it's just crazy how quickly these things can move, you know? Look at the weekly chart. It's probably just nothing but, yeah, it's like a giant green candle followed by giant wicks, giant wicks, giant wicks, and then just boom, boom, boom. Like when money is entering the system, and it really enters the system quick, you know? You don't really have time to react. But luckily, there's still about a year to 2 years before the bull market top is supposed to happen. So we have plenty of time. And so for this one, this looks like the best area to buy it, just about 34 cents. Because yeah, I mean, honestly, this entire area from 34 to 29, basically, this whole area is a good area to buy it, in my opinion, because of this giant resistance, and then, you know, break above it. So hopefully retest the resistance as support and then continue to make a move up. If you take the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top, it lands right, you know, underneath of it. The 61.8 lands down there. If you take it from the absolute bottom to the top, and here if you take it from the absolute bottom to the close, but that's still pretty close. So I think averaging in around here would make a lot of sense, given that that might create like an ABC structure down, and then it could continue on its way up, and that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it could have hopefully an extended fifth wave up to, you know, 80 cents or 82 cents. So I'll draw that in just because that's what I could see right here. I could see this happening, something like that, and I could have this be, well, I don't know. There's the pattern. So this would be a 5 wave, and then this would be like like ABC right there. So that's honestly, it looks perfect. It looks like this would be a perfect pattern. So yeah, I would buy it right here for sure. All right, next up we got Loop. So Loop Network has been a big winner of mine, actually, considering that I called it like all the way back here at 24 cents in January, and then it had this. It was one of the first coins to have a huge run up, and this one went up more than most coins did. So this one went up 2,000%, which is sort of nuts that it did that, because think about what I said in the original gem video where you put $1,000 into 10 coins, you know, and one of them does a, you know, 30x or something. Well, this one did a 20x in just a couple months, and under 3 months. So that's, you know, anything's possible, right? So I do like Loop Network. The only thing that I don't like about it is that it's from October 2022, but that's still relatively new if you think about it. And the other thing that I'm not liking about it, though, is that it's underneath this giant support right here. So this was support, deviation, support, and then it should have rocketed up from there. It should have like maybe come back down, tested right above it or something, or maybe had like, yeah, right there, and then it should have rocketed up from there, but it didn't. It just honestly just, you know, fell and was a big disappointment at that point, and then just dwindled down, had a retest, and then fell back down. So so this one right now honestly is not looking as good as the other ones. This is not one that I would buy at this price, because now we're back in this range, you know, from underneath the support to the previous support. Well, I guess you could call this the range from here to here, but in my opinion, I like doing boxes. So for ranges, and this is the box that we're in. So we're underneath this giant support, and we're in this box. So if we're in this box, and this is the resistance, I would not want to buy it anywhere close to here. I'd want to buy it down there. So if it does come back down here, to anywhere in this area, that would be a really good buy, in my opinion, with a sell right there, and then you could transfer that into something else. That is what I would do and that's what I would do for Loop Network for sure. So and I would hold a moon bag, and well, I don't know if I'd call it a moon bag, but I would probably hold a little bit of a bag and just sell it on the way up and then transfer it into other things. So yeah, that's Loop. Next up, we got ALEPH. So ALEPHIM, this one is different than ALPH or ALEPHIUM. ALEPHIUM is at 48 cents. ALEPH is at 8 cents. I don't know fundamentally about this coin. Some of these coins I got from sources and I haven't checked. So I don't know for sure. And that's why you have to do your own research. But I will be going through all of these coins in, fundamental videos soon. But honestly, looking at this, like right here, I mean, this is a pretty damn clear accumulation. So let's just take a look. Like, what is ALEPH? It's not A0. I do like A0, but this is ALEPHIUM or ALEPH.im. This looks like it's ALEPH.im at 8 cents. So yeah, this is what this is. And this is a infrastructure play. Let's check it out. It's 15 million market cap. Available. It said it was available on Coinbase as well. All right, so this is available on Coinbase and KuCoin and MEXC. So it does have some validity there. How about the Twitter account? Open source cross-chain decentralized cloud database, including file storage. Okay, so this is like Filecoin. So that is a narration. That is a narrative that is pretty big. So I'm not too sure if this is actually something that's bad. I think this might be good, and this is in the accumulation zone. So, and not only that, but this was the low, this was where it started out, and this was massive resistance, right? Massive resistance. It came above it 2 fake outs in a row. Now it's back above it, and it's basically retesting it, the resistance. So it might be possible that we get another giant rally like how we got before. This is 600%, but this area is obviously worrisome at 2 cents. But yeah, I mean, I would do some research into this, see if you like it or not, and if you agree with it, then now is a good time. Maybe I'll throw like a few dollars in here, something like light, just because it's on MEXC, and it's in this accumulation zone, this accumulation phase, and we'll see what happens. I'll just set some sell orders, up here, and hopefully we get a day or two of just crazy price action, or a couple of weeks of crazy price action, and just we capitalize on that. So yeah, that's ALEPHIM or ALEPH.im, I guess is what it is. All right, so now let's move on to holy crap. Tools network. What is not tools? No, it's called Block Tools. So what is Block Tools up to? Well, Block Tools was created in August, and it's up 22,000%. Jesus, man, 22,000%. And you say, oh, something's up, 600%. It's up too much. This is up 2,000% against Ether. Wow, crazy, absolutely crazy. I have a question though. What it's only on, okay, so it looks like it's only on Uniswap. Let's take a look at the coin Gecko block tools right here. Markup is unavailable. Looks like it's just, you know, continuing this nice upward trend. Yeah, only on Uniswap. Volume is 357,000, so decent, pretty decent volume. Let's see what this is all about. An authoritative reference point for technologically conscious Web3 community. Don't have an idea. Build alpha. Give them something to look for. All right. Web3 made easy. So it looks like it allows you to create different applications on Web3, just like as an overall thing. So trying to build the future at, oh. Okay. All right. This is definitely one to look more into. This is one, what number is this? Let's see. There is no number. I feel like Michael Saylor. There is no second best. Yeah, this is one that you sort of just, I guess you just buy it and just wait, because there's not really much else that you could do. Yeah, you know, maybe I'll put like a couple $100 in here and just, but obviously I would want to do more research into this. But from the offset, it seems sort of cool. It seems like it really just allows you to build a whole bunch of different things on, yeah, on like in the Web3 in the Web3 space. Yeah, seems sort of cool. All right, definitely we'll have to do more research into this. But as of right now, I will put 0.1 Bitcoin. I mean 0.1 Ethereum into block tools and see what happens. Let's go to Gecko terminal. Look at it on the daily chart. I mean, obviously I don't like that it's at this big resistance right now. That sort of sucks. So maybe I will wait until, maybe I'll put an order in. I'll put an order in down here at 71, you know, $72, and that's what I'll do. All right, so after that we got on-chain AI token. I don't know why, I just don't like, I already don't like it. Already don't like this coin. Just because of the name. It's like it's too try hard, you know? It's like on-chain AI token. Like, what's the best? I don't know. This one I'll keep an eye on, but I will not. This one I would say just do your own. Obviously, you got to do your own research on all of these, but I would do a little bit of research on this. Like I like Tau, and I like OLAS in terms of AI. This one I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna go to up only. Wow. Okay. Look at that. Already called it perfectly. But obviously now we have this decline. So for up only, I also don't like the name. I also don't like up only because I just feel like it's so gimmicky. It's just like so obvious, so obviously not a scam, but just like, what are you doing? You know, like, it, yeah, I would definitely have to look more into it because it also might be like a gambling thing. And if it is, then that would be pretty good. But yeah, I would wait because what if this is like a Head and Shoulders and then it crashes down here? This would be where I would want to get into up only, which would be about the 78.6 area. Okay, so next up we got TIA. TIA absolutely exploded over the last couple weeks. Just went ham for about, well, not a couple weeks, just for one week. It did a 200% gain, which is great. And I had this in here to buy, and then sell right here. So I am done with that one. And the next trade would be down here at the 61.8. So this looks really good to me. I would love to have a buy order, right around 4.2364. And I would want to sell it up here for a 25% gain. So that's the game plan for TIA. It's probably gonna take a while for this to actually get here, but this is what I think is gonna happen for this coin. I do think it's gonna come back down here, probably a little bit lower, maybe come down slightly below $4. But then I do anticipate it to pump back up. Maybe it goes higher, maybe it goes to my zone and then falls back down and just like dies. But either way, this is the trade that I have for this one. This is not a super long-term investment like the other ones are. So because I need to do more research on all of these, to be honest, except for Tau and CAS and Space and Change and LEOX and NEXA and Games for a Living. But for a lot of these, I need to do more research. But this is going to be a trade, so I guess you're getting a trade in this video as well. So there you go. You got this trade for TIA. And now we got RVF, or Rocket X Exchange. This exchange has had a lot of hype around it, so it seems to be a pretty solid bet. And we had the big highs right here, retested it, and went off to the races. A nice retest. Now we got the double top. So the question is this a double top and we, fall down below it and we fall perhaps down to the previous high? That is what this is looking like right now. It's looking like this is a double top. The only thing is that if this rises above here and closes above here, well, that invalidates the double top, and now we're in blue sky territory, and things are going to just, it's gonna just continue to move up from there. Or I mean, it should technically continue to move up from there. So we're in between these lows right here and this high right here, and we're obviously much closer to the resistance, so I would not be buying it. But if we do pump up above here, then I would set orders in, and I would basically just buy this entire zone right here if we get this. If not, then I would wait until we get down here, and then I would buy, stack a whole bunch of orders in down in this area down here. All right, going on to the next one, we have MNW, and I do really like MNW, but it is a really old coin. It is a really old coin, and this is one that I had from the previous cycle along with Quant Network, and I am rotating into newer coins. So I would say if you had to choose newer coins, but from a fundamental perspective, MNW is, I mean, it just seems like a really great coin. But we all know that fundamentals don't really matter too much in crypto. So, yeah, I would say that this is somewhat of an accumulation to me. I think right here around, you know, around $1.98 to $1 is a great buy for MNW. I do have a bag, and I will be. I mean, I'm just holding it. I'm just holding it. It's on my ledger, and I don't even have access to my ledger. So I will be holding this until the next bull market comes, and hopefully it will go up substantially more in price. From here back to the previous all-time highs, which was around $5. So right now it's at $1. So that's the other thing, though. That's the other thing. It's at $1 right now. I love this coin. I love the fundamentals of MNW, but will it reach the all-time? Honestly, it might. I mean, Cardano and a lot of other coins went up way past their previous all-time highs. So most didn't, though. Most didn't, but some of them did. Either way, I have a little bit of a bag of, or I don't know if you could call it a little bit. I have a bag, a decent sized bag of MNW, and fundamentally speaking, I think if you dive into it, you'll agree that like it's a crazy good, fundamentally sound coin. But like I said, these newer coins have a lot higher potential in my opinion. Next up, we got Taraxa or Terra coin. Let's check this out. Go to the weekly time frame. So March 2021. So this came out during the bull market. It had just massive accumulation, and over the last ever since July of this year, it's up 2,000%. And this was the previous highs. It came above it, and now it's falling back below it this week. That's not that good. And then it retested it, which is not good either. But it is good because it means that it has the opportunity, a greater chance of falling, which means that it has a greater chance of coming into the optimal buy zone, which is right here, which means that this is where I would like to accumulate or average in to Terra coin right here. I would average in right here, and I would sell some right there. So let's say it comes down here and you buy, and you get the average price right there. That's 100% gains. Then I would hold some. I'd probably just take out the initials here and hold the rest until all-time highs, really, till it comes back up here. So that's the game plan for Terra X. Okay, and the last one that I see and was looking at was ZANO, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over the last week, it has gone up 193% in just 1 week. So obviously don't know too much about this, but it is one that I saw recommended. So it's only 578 with a $36 million market cap. So there's plenty of room for it to continue up, but it is getting close to that $3 high. I guess $3.40 was the highs. But yeah, this was the highs back in 2021. And I mean, there's some obvious sell pressure at $3.60. That's like a given right there. So yeah, this one's a tough one. I don't think I'm going to buy it because it's too close to that $3.60 resistance. I like the other coins better. But maybe if there's some really good fundamentals with this, I would want to buy it. I mean, obviously, if it dips, then it's a buy, but yeah. I don't know. Okay, so I guess there's definitely... Oh, well, that would be fucking crazy if ZANO is the next ZEPH. Well, now I want to FOMO into this, you know? What I could do is simply go down to the 1 hour chart and say, okay, well, here you go. Here's a great area, a good buy area. So if it comes down here on the 1 hour chart, you could buy it and you could have a stop loss in down here. And that would be the way to go. Well, never mind, actually. It's only available on CoinX, and I do not have a CoinX account. Let's look at the markets. Trade.org, CoinX. Well, it is available on Trade.org as well. And I do, but this is only on BTC. CoinX, yeah, I don't have a CoinX account. So, never mind. I'm not going to buy this. Yeah. But do your own research into ZANO. Maybe it's the one to get. I think that's all. I think we've went through every single one of these now. So there you go. That is what I am doing for a lot of my longer term investments right now. And I will continue to look into, you know, these coins and see if there's any hidden gems and everything like that, along with just simply trading, because I have my long-term investment account, which a lot of these are in and a lot of other coins are in, and that one is growing, and I try not to touch it. Like, I don't want to touch that account. I want to just buy things and just hold it until the bull market, because that's where you make so much money. You make so much money doing that. And then I have my trading account. So my trading account, you know, I go in and I go out and I buy and I sell, and I pull money out of the market that way. Or I'll pull money out of the trading account, I'll put it into my investment account, and I'll grow my investment account that way. And yeah, that's basically how I do it. But it looks like that's it. So I'm going to start making videos on these low market cap gems and the fundamental aspects of them, so that we could know more about them from a fundamental perspective. And then when I find new projects, I will add them to the list. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and let me know if you have any hidden gems, if you have any type of low market cap cryptocurrencies that you are getting into, that you're excited about. I would love to know about them. So drop them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.